Hello guys, welcome to my new video. This video will show you about history of technology. History of technology, the development over time of systematic technical for making and doing things. The term technology, a combination of the Greek techne arts craft with Lucas verb speak mean in create a discourse on the art both find and apply when it first appeared in English in the 17th century. It was used to mean a discussion of the applied art only, and gradually the art themselves came to be the object of the designation by the early 20th century. The term embraced a growing range of the main process and idea in the addition to tool and machine. By mid-century, technology was defined by such press as the mean or activity by which man seek to change or manipulate his environment. Even such broad definition have been criticized by observers who point out the increasing difficulty of distinguishing between scientific inquiry and technological activity. A highly compressed account of the history of technology, such as this one, must adopt a rigorous methodological pattern if it is to do justice to the subject without closely distorting it one way or another. The plan followed in the present article in primarily chronological tracing the development of the technology through paths that succeed each other in time. Obviously, the division between paths is to a large extent arbitrary. One factor in the weighting has been in enormous acceleration of Western technological development in recent century. Eastern technology is considered in this article in the main only as it relates to the development of modern technology. Within its chronological pace, a standard method has been adopted for surveying the technological experience and innovation. This begins with a brief review of the general social condition of the period under discussion, and then go on to consider the dominant material and source of power of the period and their application to food production, manufacturing industry, building, construction, transport and communication, military technology, and medical technology in the final section. The sociocultural sequence of technological change in the period are examined. The framework is modified according to the particular requirement of every period. Discussion of new material, for instance, a copy a substantial place in the account of earlier past when new method were being introduced but are comparatively unimportant in the description of some of the water paste, but the general pattern is retained throughout. One key factor that does not fit easily into this pattern is that of the development of tool. It has seemed most convenient to relate this to the study of material rather than to any particular application, but it has not been possible to be completely consistent in this treatment with the discussion of specific area of technology called development is provided in a variety of other articles. For example, the electronic exploration information processing. General consideration is centrally technical method of creating new tool and product of tool, and the capacity for constructing such artifact is a determining characteristic of human life species. Other species make artifact be build elaborate high deposit their honey. Bird make nest and build them, but this attribute are the result of pattern of instinctive behavior and cannot be right to suit rapidly changing circumstance. Human being, in contrast to other species, do not possess highly developed intensive action, but do have the capacity to think systematically and creatively about technical. Human can thus innovate and consciously modify the environment in a way no other species has achieved. And if may on occasion use a stick to beat bananas from a tree, but a person can fasten the stick into a cutting tool and remove a wool binds of banana. Somewhere in the transition between the two, the hominid, the first hominid species emerges by virtue of humanity nature as a toolmaker. Human have therefore been technology from the beginning, and the history of technology encompasses the whole evolution of humankind. In using rational faculty to divide technical and modify the environment, humankind has attacked problems other than those of survival and the production of well with the term technology is usually associated today. The technical of language, for example, involve the manipulation of sound and symbol in a meaningful way. In similarly, the technique of artistic and ritual creativity represent other aspect of the technological incentive. This article does not deal with the cultural and religious technique, but it is valuable to establish the relationship at the outset because the history of technology reveal a profound interaction between the incentive and opportunity of technology called innovation on the one hand and the social cultural condition of the human group within which they occur on the other. Social innovation in technological advance. An awareness of this interaction is important in surveying the development of technological successive civilization to simplify the relationship as much as possible. There are 3 points at which there must be some social involvement in technological innovation, social need, social research, and sympathetic social ethos in default of any of those factors. It is unlikely that a technological innovation will be widely adopted or be successful. The sense of social needs must be strongly felt, or people will not the prepare to devote resource to technological innovation. The thing need may be a more efficient cutting tool, a more powerful lasting device, a labor saving machine, or a means of using new fuel or a new source of energy, or because military need have a way provide a stimulus to technological innovation. It may take the form of a requirement for better weapon in modern society. Need have been generated by advertising. Whatever the sort of social need, it is essential that enough people be conscious of it to provide a market for an artifact or commodity that can meet the need. Social research are similarly an indispensable prerequisite to a successful innovation. Many inventions have foundered because the social research visual for their realization. The capital, material, and skill personnel were not available. The notebook of Leonardo da Vinci are full of ideas for helicopter, submarine, and airplane, but few of the risk, even the model stack because research of one sort or another were lacking. The research of capital involved the existence of surplus productivity and an organization capable of directing the available will into channel in which the inventor can use it. The research of material involve the availability of appropriate metallurgical, somatic, plastic, or tactile substance that can perform whatever function a few inventions require of them. The research of skilled personnel imply the presence of technicians capable of constructing a new artifact and devising novel process. A society in short has to be well armed with suitable resource in order to sustain technological innovation. A sympathetic social, it does imply an environment receptive to new idea, one in which the dominant social group are prepared to consider innovation seriously. Such receptivity may be limited to specific field of innovation. For example, improvement in weapon or in navigational technique, or it may take the form of a more general attitude of inquiry, as was the case among the industrial middle class in Britain during the 18th century, who were willing to cultivate new ideas and inventor the breeder of such idea, whatever the physiological basic of inventive genius. There can be no doubt that the existence of socially important group willing to encourage inventor and to use their idea has been a, critical factor in the history of technology. Social conditions are thus of the utmost importance in the development of new techniques, some of which will be considered low in more detail. It is worthwhile, however, to register another explanatory note. They concern the relationality of technology. It has already been observed that technology involves the application of reason to technique, and in the 20th century it came to be regarded as almost axiomatic that technology is a rational activity. Stemming from the tradition of modern science. Nevertheless, it should be observed that technology, in the sense in which the term is being used here, is much older than science, and also that techniques have tended to ossify over century of practice, or to become diverse into such para-rational exercise as alchemy. Some techniques become so complex, often depending upon process of chemical change, that were not understood even when they were widely practiced. The technology sometimes because itself a mystery or cult into which an apprentice had to be initiated like a priest into holy order, and in which it was more important a copy an ancient formula than to innovate the modern philosophy of progress cannot be read back into the history of technology. For most of its long existent technology has been virtually stagnant, mysterious, and even irrational. It is not fanciful to see some lingering fragment of this powerful technological tradition in the modern world. And this is more than an element of interactionality or in the contemporary dilemma of a highly technological science society contemplating the likelihood that will use its sophisticated technique in order to accomplish its own destruction. It is thus necessary to be aware of our factor in the identification of technology with the progressive fork in contemporary civilization. On the other hand, it is impossible to deny that there is a progressive element in technology, as it is clear from the most elementary survey that the acquisition of technique is cumulative matter in which each generation inherit or stock or technical on which it can build if it chooses, and if social conditions permit over a long period of time. The history of technology in Dubai apply highlight the moment of innovation that saw this cumulative quality as some society advanced step by step from comparatively primitive to more sophisticated technical, but although this development has actual and is still going on, it is not intrinsic to the nature of technology that such a process of accumulation should occur, and it has certainly not been an inevitable development. The fact that many societies have remained stagnant for a long period of time, even at quite developed state of technological evolution, and that some have actually regressed and lost the accumulated technical pace on to them, demonstrating the ambiguous nature of technology and the critical importance of its relationship with other social factors. Mode of technological transmission. Another aspect of the cumulative character of technology that will require further investigation is the manner of transmission of technological innovation. This is an elusive problem, and it is necessary to accept the phenomenon of simultaneous or parallel invention in case in which there is insufficient evidence to show the transmission of idea in one direction or another. The mechanics of their transmission have been enormously improved in recent centuries by the printing press and other means of communication, and also by the increased facility with traveler visit the source of innovation and carry idea back to their own home. Traditionally, however, the major mode of transmission has been the moment of artifact and craftsman. Trade in artifact has ensured their widespread distribution uh, and encourage imitation. Even more important, the migration of craftsmen, whether the itinerant metal worker of early civilization or the German rocket engineer whose expert knowledge was acquired by both the Soviet Union and the United States after World War II has promoted the spread of new technology. The evidence for such a process of technological transmission is a reminder that the material for the study of the history of technology come from a verified variety of sources. Much of it rely, like any historical examination, on documentary matter. Although this is rare for the early civilization because of the general lack of interest in technology on the part of script and chroniclers for the society. Therefore, and for the many millennia of earlier unrecorded history in which slow but substantial technological advance were made, it is necessary to rely heavily upon archaeological evidence, even in connection with the recent past. The historical understanding of the process of rapid industrialization can be made deeper and more enriched by the study of industrial archaeology. Much valuable material of this nature has been accumulated in a museum, and even more remain in the place of its use for the observation of the field worker, the historian of technology must be prepared to use all those sorts and to call upon the skill of the archaeologist, the engineer, the archive, and other specialists as appropriate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and have a nice day. Wish you all success in your work and happiness in your family. See you next video. Okay, goodbye.